exciting, and it's got Minneapolis, Minnesota turned on. We're talking about monster truck racing. Monster Jam. Welcome, everybody. I'm Mike Hogwood along with Scott Douglas. You know, we talk about Minnesota, Scott. We're talking about a couple of things. We're talking about the land of lakes. We're talking about monster trucks. And we're talking about malls. The Mall of America. This place is awesome.
Absolutely. And, of course, if you're going to find us in here, it's going to be at the food court. But right now, we got to get back over to the Metrodome. It's the first freestyle of 2002 here on TNN.
And this is really going to be something when you consider that last week, Dennis Anderson blows a tire and Tom Mintz comes on to win. I can't wait to see it.
It's going to be awesome action, and they're ready to go.
They are, and all of these drivers are confident about what they can accomplish here tonight.
There's some new blood coming around.
Number one is gunslinger.
You know, I got to keep him in line.
A lot of times we race for the who's doing the dishes.
He does have to do the dishes tonight.
He's a little bit arrogant.
Woo! He's the same old trash can, he just got a new lid. Got a new lid.
Rusty piece of junk.
I'm the tough guy in this sport. And he wants to stake his claim no more of last year.
That guy's a nut. You just brag on him, and he'll jump through the moon or something, you know.
It's not going to be that way this year.
Bottom line is, you know, we're out gunning for him this year.
It's all good in the end.
Welcome back to week 2 at the Metrodome, and you know what happens in week 2? Yes, you do. Freestyle. And last time you saw freestyle, it was right there in Las Vegas. And who can forget Las Vegas freestyle? And tonight, you can expect more of the same from this tough Minnesota track. They're working already, man. If tonight's freestyle is anywhere near as exciting as last week's racing, this is one show you cannot afford to miss. For more on last week's racing, let's go over to Kate Milliken for a wrap-up.
The first show was awesome, Dan, although it had a few surprise results. Most notably was Neil Elliott, who had never driven in a big arena before. He qualifies 4th and then ended up losing in the next round. However, with a fast loser caveat, he was able to make it to the next 2 rounds and ended up going all the way to the finals, where he finally succumbed. The other surprise result was the winner. In the semis, Team Mentz and Gravedigger went head-to-head, and Gravedigger won. However, at the end of the race, poor Dennis Anderson had a flat tire and was unable to fix the tire in the time he was allotted.
If it had been the old school and the way we used to race, that tire would have been on the rim, Jack.
As a result, he had to give up his slot to Tom Mintz. Imagine his frustration having to give up his final slot to his nemesis, who later took the win.
I had a lot of problems, but somehow we were able to get through. We've had a lot of luck over the years.
Well, you had the luck in the head-to-head competition. We'll see what kind of luck Tom Mintz has tonight in freestyle. Randy Brown continues to fill in for Brian Bartle in Wolverine.
It'll be the debut of Jeff Patterson freestyling on TNN. He's in Little Tiger tonight. Well, no debut. This other guy's a veteran. We're talking about Scott Hartsock back in the Gunslinger.
Last year's Rookie of the Year in this sport was Steve Reynolds. He's piloting Ragin' Steel. And Lyle Hancock, you heard him a moment ago. He wants it all this season. He's in Blue Thunder.
It's the battle for who does the dishes. First, bounty hunter Jimmy Cretin out of Tonganoxie, Kansas, but we'll also see his talented wife, Dawn Cretin, the Scarlet Bandit, trying to make a freestyle impression.
Brand new truck, high roller. Neil Elliott made it to the finals last week. That's an impressive performance. And Dennis Anderson, heartbreak a week ago in Gravedigger. He wants to make up for it tonight in freestyle. Our storylines tonight. As we said, Gravedigger is out for some revenge after blowing that tire and not getting to run in the finals last week.
Well, Gravedigger, of course, the old school. How about the new blood? High roller. Neil Elliott, very impressive, making it to the finals. And Jeff Patterson, the new driver behind Brian Barthel's Little Tiger. We'll see what he can do tonight.
Team Mintz, Tom Mintz, the world champion in freestyle. He won racing last week. We'll see what he does.
And Brian Bartle's still not ready to go. Randy Brown's going to drive to replace the injured Bartle in the Wolverine tonight.
My back's fine right now. It's just a little bit of tingling in my leg if I overwork it too much. And the doctor said that'll go away in the next few weeks.
First on the clock, in freestyle is Scarlet Bandit Dawn Cretan. We have 3 judges. Each can award a total of 10 points. She's up on 2 wheels. That's a grand total of 30.
Man, that'll score you something with the judges. A new system this year that I really love. During the pit party before the show, fans actually fill out applications to become judges. So the USHRA officials, as she does a nice job there, will go over and they'll try to pick qualified judges. So the fans are still doing the judging, but we make sure that they know what to look for in a freestyle.
What I love in freestyle, everything is fair game. Over that blue bus there, you can rip up, tear up, do anything you want. And generally, the first couple of trucks out have the most opportunity to tear up stuff.
I'll tell you, Dawn is putting out a nice run here. I am very impressed. Hadn't seen Scarlet Bandit in a little while, and she has stepped up her freestyle game. Damage to that back quarter. She's not worried about that right now.
Dawn Cretan, our first truck tonight, and she is going to set a mark for others to follow.
You know, I've been so impressed with the way the ladies have developed in this sport recently. That was nice sky wheelie. You look at Medusa, you look at Jill Canusa with the World Finals, and Dawn Cretan right in there is one of the top ladies in the sport today.
And again, her husband is here as well. So some family bragging rights on the line.
Keeping the movement going, keeping the momentum up, and I'll tell you, she's done a nice job. As soon as I say that, she brings her to a stop. But it was a nice run for the Scarlet Bandit, Dawn Cretan, and that was a brilliant save.
And we'll see how our 3 judges will rate some pretty good moves by Dawn Cretan, the first truck out here in freestyle.
There is a great move right there. As you can see, she kept it solid. She's going to set a bar that everybody else is going to have to get over. And there you see it, Mike.
A total of 19 points for Dawn Cretan.
Your score right now is still hanging in 3rd. You gave him one heck of a ride.
Well, I tried to. Checker Chuck Scraggin is looking at us right now, and I try to do my best all the time out here. I thought right away, there's no chance I'm going to go first. There's 9 guys who are never going to pick the girl. I wasn't even prepared for that. I also got all the fresh stuff to hit. Everything was still up, standing tall, and I got to hit it first.
Well, let's take a look now at our full-on field of favorites. First of all, there's Team Mintz. He's the defending world champion, but we have to keep in mind, this is his first freestyle ever as an owner. Is he as willing to hang it out on the line when it's all his dollars now behind that machine?
Here's a guy who's going to hang it out on the line because that blown tire cost him the racing win last week. This guy is focused. He wants to make up for it tonight. Dennis Anderson intends to put the Gravedigger on the winner's stage tonight.
And Lyle Hancock really knows how to make a Ford fly. Blue Thunder is the name of the truck. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the moves that he can come up with tonight here in freestyle. Still to come, a lot more freestyle. Raging Steel, Blue Thunder, Little Tiger, and a lot more from Minneapolis. Freestyling on Monster Jam. Last week, we took you behind the scenes with Tom Mintz. Tonight, more Tom, this time from the pre-show pit party. Check out the brand new Jam Can.
Any word on that new truck? It's coming. It'll be out tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
A nice one like Goldberg?
It's a good one. Fast. Your dad. Dad made it to the World Series. He just couldn't win.
Can help you out.
I'll help you.
Trying to be fast for you.
A lot of practice. Does that hair hurt? Does that hurt? Be careful where you're walking. You might put somebody's eye out.
Well, you see the great time folks have at the pit parties. If you want to see Monster Jam action live, log on to USHRA.com to find a city near you. It's great family value. Average ticket price, only $15.
And you just can't beat it, like you say. I'll tell you, get out there early. Get to the pit party. Like you say, you get to meet the drivers. You saw it right there. And they just love meeting the fans. They'll sign autographs, talk to you all day long. But here we go, back to freestyle, Mike.
Yep, last year's Rookie of the Year, Steve Reynolds, and Rage and Steel. And this is a guy you really think can do some good things.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent, and he certainly has no fear. He will take this truck and do everything he can with it. We'll see how strong the equipment is as he has kind of moved over. He left the Bulldozer team, and now he'll be a teammate of Scott Hartsock, running with the Rage and Steel colors.
And there is no substitute for experience in this sport, and experience was what Reynolds needed, and he got that last year.
No doubt about it. He had an impressive rookie campaign. Now let's see if it's a sophomore James or if he can step it up here in year number 2 of the Steve Reynolds monster truck driving career.
So far, nothing really spectacular.
Not bad there. I like that a unique hit on the side of the vans, but you're right. There's nothing really special at this point, and you got to be special if you want the judges to put up a big number.
Hasn't really built up a whole lot of speed as you see him going over that blue school bus. To me, in the great freestyles that I've seen in the past, you really have to have some speed in order to make those moves that really thrill the crowd and, most important,
boy, he hit
the
hard.
judges. Yes, he
hit hard. Wow. Mike, you're absolutely on it, though. You've got to really get them excited. That's the thing that Dennis and Tom do so well is keep so much momentum up. And, boy, you can see the flapping of the hood here. We're damaging this truck, if nothing else, I'll tell you that. The other thing, make sure you use the full 90 seconds, and it looks like Reynolds is going to get that in because that's important. You've got to use the full time to get your full complement of points.
That hood is about to come off there of Steve Reynolds, who went over these vans with pretty impressive fashion.
Yeah, it was a solid run, not spectacular. I think that's the way we would put it right there. A little bit of damage to the truck. A couple of nice moves, but all in all, I don't think it's enough to get past Don Cretin for the lead here early on.
5, a 4, and a 5, 14 points. You're right, Scott. That's second best so far. One of the new drivers we're seeing tonight, Jeff Patterson. He drives Little Tiger. Let's find out a little bit more about Jeff Patterson.
Started out crewing. I started driving about 2 years ago. The first year in the seat, I got Rookie of the Year. I like to win. I like to do good for freestyle, put on a good show, do the best I can do. So Brian offered me a good deal that I couldn't turn down with his team and fly me in and out. And, hey, that's what I want. Love the sport, love driving. So he got me this deal, and here I sit. So looking forward to it.
Little Tiger, Jeff Patterson. And he's up next in freestyle. He's on the clock right now.
A lot of people I talked to are real high on this young driver and his long-reaching potential talent, and one of the reasons is already he's impressive as a freestyler. So let's get a good look at him here in Little Tiger.
Nice move there, and you know, Little Tiger has been a little under-horsepowered in the past, which hurts in the head-to-head competition. But in the freestyle, some good air. It doesn't matter quite as much.
You know, for fans here in Minnesota, too, he's got some big shoes to fill. These fans know Brian Bartle in Little Tiger before he took the Wolverine gig, and Brian made his name as a freestyler. Look at this. Nicely done as he slapped it up out of that sky wheelie. Good job there by Patterson.
Still some time on the clock.
Now, technically, that's a deduction for having to back the truck up. They're scoring. One of the guidelines is you're not supposed to go in reverse unless you're actually making a move in reverse. So if the judges keep that in mind, that'll cost him a point.
But he's made enough positive moves that it still might be enough to put him in the lead.
Oh, I think so far.